Here's a quick look at our current water supply situation for California. Water supply in California is complicated, partly because of the need to store water for use in the summertime, and also to carry it over from year to year to account for periods of dry years. It's also complicated due to how water is moved around the state. For example, a good portion of Southern California's water comes from the north part of the state, and some even comes from the Rocky Mountains. This past year has been dry, and it comes after two previous dry years. Although precipitation in February and March was above normal in California, mostly Northern California, we're still below normal for the water year, which began in October. The top left panel here shows how much rain has fallen since October, while the bottom left panel shows the normal precipitation for that period. The mountainous areas of Northern California are still down about 15 to 20 inches for the water year, as you can see in the top right panel. Now, since much of the state's water supply comes from Northern California, let's look at precipitation over the past 3 years through something we call the 8-station index. Now, this plot shows the 8-station index, which is a long-running index reflecting precipitation in the major water supply producing region of California. The red line shows precipitation during the 2011 to 2012 season, where you can see that it ended up at 41.6 inches. The average precipitation is reflected in the blue shading, and the average is 50 inches per year. The light blue line shows the 2012-2013 season, which also ended up below average at 44.3 inches. And this year, shown by the dark blue line, shows that it was dry until about February, with precipitation picking up then in February and March. And we're currently at about 26.7 inches, and we're going to end up most likely well below average as we start to move into the climatologically dry period of the year. So what does having 3 consecutive years of below normal precipitation mean for California? Well, since California relies on reservoirs and a winter snowpack to carry over water into the dry summers, and occasionally over multiple dry years in a row, we need to see where the reservoirs are at to get the water supply picture. So we'll talk about that in part 2.